Hello, everyone. In today's reading, there's a noticeable shift in someone's energy around you, and you've been picking up on it. You can sense that someone, maybe even a few people, have been talking about you. You don't have solid proof, and no one has said anything directly, but you feel it. Your intuition keeps nudging you, making you wonder what's being said about you when you're not around. This message is meant for a specific person who needs to hear it right now. So let's dive in. Lately, you've been trying to connect with someone. You've called, you've texted, but it feels like your efforts aren't getting through. Messages go unanswered for days, or when they do respond, it's brief and distant. For some of you, you've even tried talking face to face, but it's like they're not fully present. Their body is there, but their mind is somewhere else. You're speaking, and they're acting like they're listening, but you can tell they're not really hearing you. Their gaze feels far away. Their energy is shut down. You leave those conversations feeling more alone than you did before you started them. Naturally, this has been weighing on you. You keep asking yourself, what changed? A part of you is starting to feel like you're putting in effort for someone who doesn't want to meet you where you are. What's coming through here is that this person is dealing with their own internal struggles, and it has nothing to do with you. They may be overwhelmed, confused, or carrying guilt or regret over recent choices. Instead of opening up and being honest, they're withdrawing. They're creating space, not intentionally to hurt you, but because they don't know how to show up right now, for you or for anyone else. What you need to understand is this: it's not your responsibility to keep reaching out. It's not your role to keep pouring energy into someone who can't give anything back. You've already tried. You've already shown up. At some point, you have to choose yourself and protect your peace. This situation isn't just mentally draining. You're starting to feel worn out on a deeper level too. Take a step back for now. Give yourself some space and stop reaching out for a bit. Not out of pride, but out of self-respect. Your energy is better spent elsewhere right now. Let them notice your absence. They need to remember what life feels like when you're not present, emotionally or physically. Over the next few weeks, there's a clear shift coming. They're going to miss you and reach out. They'll start chasing you instead. When that moment comes, the choice will be yours. You'll be in control of how or if you respond. This person does need you in their life, but first they have to feel what it's like without you. So turn your attention inward or toward something new and let them be for now. Don't center your thoughts around them. Right now, you're moving through a period of solitude. You may have tried joining new groups or communities recently, but nothing quite clicked. That wasn't a failure, it was redirection. Those spaces weren't meant for you, and those people weren't aligned with who you truly are. If you're single, the same applies to the people you tried to build romantic connections with. They weren't meant to stay in your life long term. You didn't miss out on anything. In fact, what didn't work out was protecting you from the wrong connections. Life has been gently guiding you away from what wasn't right, even when it hurt. Right now, this chapter is about becoming your own closest companion. This is your time to really understand yourself on a deeper level, to stop putting others before you, to recognize your worth and start choosing your own peace and needs first. That isn't selfish, its strength, wisdom, and self-respect. This season of being alone has been teaching you who you are when no one else is around. You've probably noticed how much you've changed over the last few years. It's shown you that you're capable of standing on your own. You're learning what you truly want and need in relationships instead of settling for whatever comes your way. Your season of solitude is coming to a close very soon. The right people are on their way into your life, but they couldn't arrive until you learned the lessons you needed around self-love and self-worth. This time alone was necessary. It helped prepare you for genuine, meaningful connections that are already taking shape on a deeper level. Before long, those connections will show up in your physical reality. I'm being shown 3 people from your past, 3 individuals you were once close to. You gave them your love, your energy, and your time. But over time, the dynamic between you shifted, whether because of conflict or simply growing apart. These 3 may know each other, or they may not, but they're all linked to you and were once important in your life. They've been talking about you when you're not around. Your name has come up in conversations, and they've been discussing your life. They're saying you've pulled away, that you've created distance, and they're judging you for it. They're commenting on how much you've changed, how you're no longer as available, how you're different now. Some of them may even be criticizing the choices you've made. But this distance was your decision, and you had every right to make it. You chose it for a reason, a very valid one. So don't ever forget why you did. Don't let their opinions make you second-guess yourself or feel guilty for choosing peace. They're also saying that you think you're better than them now, that you've become cold, detached, or act like you're above them. But you didn't step back because you think you're better. You stepped back because you finally recognized that you deserve to be treated better. And that difference matters. What they don't realize is that you had to step back for your own mental health and peace. You saw the situation for what it really was. Maybe they were draining you. Maybe they crossed your boundaries or took your kindness for granted. Whatever the reason, choosing distance was the right move for you. They're talking about you now because they feel your absence, and that alone says a lot. It means you mattered to them, even if they didn't always show it properly. The truth is, they miss what they used to receive from you. Your energy, your support, your warmth, your presence. Now that it's no longer available, they're feeling that void. Instead of honestly asking themselves why you walked away, they're creating their own versions of the story to make themselves feel better. Some of them are even saying you're just lucky or that things worked out for you by chance. They don't see the effort, the discipline, or the emotional energy you put in behind the scenes. For some of you, this is especially true because you work in a field they don't understand. Because of that, they can't grasp how important your peace and mental clarity are to you. They don't understand why protecting your energy is necessary, especially if your work requires creativity, focus, or deep emotional or mental engagement. Let's pull more messages from the cards. What they're saying behind your back is that you've changed, suddenly, almost overnight. From their perspective, you're so different now that they barely recognize you. They've noticed shifts in the way you think, the way you speak, and the decisions you've made recently, and it's caught them completely off guard. Some of them are saying you've become cold. Others may say you're overthinking or being too critical. But what truly unsettles them is this: you've started using your mind and your voice in ways that no longer serve them, and they don't know how to handle that. They've been talking about things you may have said, truths that made them uncomfortable. You might have called out behavior that wasn't okay or set a clear, firm boundary. You spoke honestly and directly, and they didn't like that. Your words cut through the confusion, and instead of reflecting on themselves, they took it personally. They're also saying you've changed because of someone else, or that you've been influenced by the wrong people. It's easier for them to blame outside influences than to admit that you grew and evolved on your own. Accepting your growth would mean accepting their own lack of change. This energy confirms there has been gossip about you. The people involved are curious about you now and have been trying to gather information, checking your social media, looking you up, or even getting insights about you indirectly. You've likely felt their attention or energy lingering around you lately. They're also talking about the way you communicate now, or don't. Maybe you left someone on read, sent a brief and straightforward message, or stopped engaging in group chats or reacting to posts. They're noticing that your communication style has shifted and discussing what it means. They sense that you know more than you're sharing. You're no longer as open or accessible as you once were, and that unsettles them. They talk about how you seem happier, more focused, and clearly moved on. Seeing your growth brings up mixed emotions for them. The people speaking about you behind your back are individuals or a group you consciously chose to walk away from. They represent a chapter of your life you outgrew. This could be a longtime friend, a former romantic connection, someone you once cared deeply about, or even family members you've had to create distance from. Behind your back, they're telling a story where you're the one who walked away too easily. They say you quit, that you gave up on something good, that you threw away something special. What they leave out is why you left. They don't acknowledge the role they played in pushing you to that point. Deep down, they still don't fully understand what made you choose yourself. But things are about to change for you in a major way. The season of loneliness, the whispers behind your back, the people you had to let go of. This chapter is shifting. The energy around you is changing, and it's bringing new opportunities, new connections, and unexpected blessings into your life. You've been moving through a tough phase where you felt misunderstood, judged, and on your own. That phase is coming to a close. None of the inner work you did during that quiet, isolating time was wasted. You learned how to stand by yourself. You created boundaries. You walked away from what no longer aligned with you. You found your voice and gained clarity about what you deserve. Now, life is ready to meet you where you are. Because you chose yourself, the direction of your path is shifting. Where you once pulled back into solitude, you're now being guided toward connection, community, and a sense of belonging. This time, though, it will be with the right people, the ones who truly see and value you. This change is tied to a new place. It could be a new neighborhood, a new state, or even a new country. You may have already made this move recently, or you're about to step into it soon. This card is here to remind you that it's time to rest. You need to slow down and take a proper break. Lately, you've been through a lot. learning tough lessons about yourself and the people around you. All of this has been draining. You're someone who keeps pushing forward, stays strong, and handles things on your own. But right now, your mind, body, and spirit are tired. You've been carrying a heavy emotional load, and it's time to set it down for a while and simply breathe. Before all the wonderful changes and blessings coming your way can fully manifest, you need to recharge. You can't pour into others or welcome new opportunities with an empty cup. You can't show up as your best self when you're running on fumes. By the end of today, you're likely to receive a sign that answers a question that's been on your mind. Whatever you've been wondering about, the universe is ready to respond, and it will in the form of a sign. This sign could appear in many ways. It might be a message from someone unexpected, something you notice repeatedly, like certain numbers, symbols, or words, or a conversation that suddenly brings clarity. It could even be a song that plays at just the right moment, with lyrics that speak directly to your question. Pay close attention to what unfolds around you in the next 12 hours. The universe is listening, and it's ready to give you guidance. That's all for now. I hope this reading resonated with you. If you haven't subscribed yet, it would mean so much to me. I love you, and I'll see you in the next reading.